Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Going to play another game from Larry Bird career replay from his rookie season, 1979-1980. This is game number 11 of the season, and it will be at Boston Garden, hosting the San Antonio Spurs. The Celtics beat the Spurs in their first meeting in San Antonio, and they come in with a record of 4-6 in the replay. They're 4 games off their pace. They're actually 8-2 coming into the game. So we'll try to win this game and at least try to keep pace with their actual record, as they did win this game. So starting lineup for the San Antonio Spurs is going to be Kevin Restani at center. Larry Kennan, the power forward, is the power forward. I keep wanting to say bats because I play too many baseball games. Mark Olderberg is the small forward. George Gervin, the shooting guard. And James Silas is your point guard. For the Boston Celtics, pretty standard lineup. Dave Cowens is the center. Cedric Maxwell is your power forward. Larry Bird at small forward. Chris Ford, the shooting guard. And Nate Tiny Archibald is the point guard. So that's your starting lineup for both teams. Here's the tip-off. Tip-off is going to go to San Antonio. It's going to go out to Gervin. And Gervin's going to pass it over to Kennan. Kennan will shoot one. And his jump shot will not go in. And Maxwell will Bird will come down with the rebound for the Celtics. And he'll pass it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will turn it over. So Maxwell travels, commits the turnover, and it'll be San Antonio ball. Ooh, George Gervin with a 21 go-to. We'll have to maybe do some double teaming on him later on. There's nobody else. Silas is 14, but we may have to double team Gervin if he gets too far ahead of us. So let's see here. Gervin with the pass. He'll put up a 2. And his jump shot is going to be well defended by Chris Ford. And he'll be out. It'll be a jump ball. Jump ball will be won by San Antonio. And San Antonio will get it over to... Nobody is open. Finally, they get it over to Gervin. And Gervin will shoot a 3. And that won't go, as Maxwell comes down with the board. Celtics set it up. And that's going to be a foul on Restani. So it'll be Celtics ball. First foul on Restani and first team foul. Celtics inbound it. And let's see. Oh, they'll get it over to Cowens, as Restani is not much of a defender at all. So Cowens with it, puts it up. And that jump shot will not go. And Archibald with the offensive board, though. Puts it back up. And that won't fall. Kennan with it. Comes down with the board for the Spurs. Fast break pass over to Silas. And he's going to give a great pass over to Olderberg, who puts it up and in. So it took a while, but San Antonio scores the first basket of the game. 10 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Silas with the assist. Celtics push it up. And they'll get it over to Tiny Archibald. And Archibald will give a great feed inside to Cowens, who puts it up and in. And the Celtics tie the score at 2. San Antonio pushes it up. Hey, Miss Mags. Miss Mags, Mr. Brody are right here. Miss Mags is on the table here. Mr. Brody with his poo doll. Alright, so Kennan with it now. And Kennan's going to get fouled. See who it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Cedric Maxwell, his first personal. And that'll be a shooting foul. So Kennan goes to the line, 78% free throw shooter. First shot is good. Second one also good, so hits both of them, and San Antonio's out to a 4-2 lead. And they'll pass it over to Chris Ford. Chris Ford is going to shoot a 3. And that's going to be good. So Chris Ford puts the Celtics on top 5-4 with his 3-pointer there. San Diego pushes it up. San Antonio pushes it up. Excuse me. Gets it over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And that jumper is going to be good.
What a sensational play.
Nothing but net there, and Gervin with his first points of the game. And San Diego retakes the lead 6-5. Bird with his first shot of the game.
The drive to the basket.
And that is going to be good. So Bird with his first bucket of the game. Maxwell with the assist. San Antonio pushes it up. And Bird's going to be called for the foul. His first personal. Second team foul. San Antonio inbounds it. And they'll get it over to Rastani. Rastani puts it up. And his spin move is good. And San Antonio retakes the lead once again. So team's playing flip-flop early on here. Celtics push it up over to Archibald. Archibald shoots a 2. And that is going to... That'll go. And Celtics back up on top again. We're right back after these substitutions. Right, so Billy Pultz comes in at center for San Antonio. ML Carr at shooting guard. San Antonio ball. Down by 1. And pass over to... Nope, Gervin isn't open. So pass over to Silas. Silas is going to be fouled. And it's going to be on Archibald, his first. Third team foul. And he was in the act of shooting, so Silas will go to the line and shoot 2. 89% free throw shooter. First shot is good. And both of them go. And San Antonio back on top 10-9. Celtics inbound it. Over to Carr, just fresh in the game. Carr shoots a 2. And that drive is going to be good. Collins with the assist. Celtics on top 11-10 now. Kennan with the ball for the Spurs. Shoots a 2. And can't get that one to fall, but he will draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And the foul is going to be on, looks like ML Carr. So Carr with his first personal. Kennan goes to the line as he was in the active shooting. Fourth team foul for the Celtics, so San Antonio will be in the bonus the rest of the way in the first quarter. First shot by Kennan is good, 78% free throw shooter. Actually, we know that. He's 2 for 3 so far. Make that 3 for 4. Make that 3 for 3, sorry. Second shot. And that one won't fall. Rebound by Collins for the Celtics. Game tied at 11 now. And they'll pass it up to Bird because Oberding isn't much of a defender. And Bird puts it up for his second shot. And that won't go. Paultz with the rebound. And he's going to pass it over to Kennan. Kennan puts up a 2. And that runner will not go. Bird with the board. Gets it over to Archibald on the fast break. Puts up a 2. And his jumper will go. So Archibald with 4 points now. Bird with the assist. And Celtics up by 2 now. See if the Celtics can get a stop here. Pass that over to Oberding. And he's going to give a great feed inside over to Silas, who puts it up and in. Oberding with the assist. 13-13. Celtics get it up to Carr. Carr with a great feed over to Maxwell. Maxwell, his first points of the game. San Antonio gets it over to Oberding. Oberding shot from the floor. And that will be nothing but net. Bird almost got a piece of that one, but not quite. As Silas gets the assist. Celtics push it up the court. And Carr with it. He shoots a 2. And that is in and out. Couldn't get that one to fall. Kennan with the rebound for the Spurs. Celtics get back quickly. So San Antonio will set it up. Oberding with a great pass. Feeds it into Silas. Silas now with 6 points. Oberding with the assist. Ooh, San Diego with a +5 momentum. So Celtics do not score here. They're going to have to call a timeout in their next possession. You might call one anyway. So Bird with the shot. And that's going to be defended by Kenny. Carr with the offensive board, though. Puts it back up. And his jumper will be good. (17-17). Having trouble getting somebody open. Finally, Paultz gets open. Puts up a 2. And that will not go. And it looks like Kennan's going to come down with it, the power forward for the Spurs. Puts it back up. And that is in and out, won't go in. And almost drew the foul there, but not quite. Bird, though, with the rebound. He'll pass it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will turn it over again. And we'll be right back after we make some substitutions. Rick Rubio come in at center for the Celtics, giving Collins a break. George Gervin moves over to small forward, and Mike Gale comes in at shooting guard. San Antonio inbounds at 17-17. Gets it over to Gervin now at small forward. And he'll turn it over. So Gervin doesn't turn over that often, but does that time. So Celtics ball with a chance to take the lead. And they're going to get it over to Tiny Archibald. And Tiny Archibald will turn it over. So the Celtics also turn it over. Nobody wants to take the lead here, apparently. And wow, I've never actually seen this, but I don't think I have anyway. But this NE21 here finally shows up on Gervin's card, so Gervin's going to get it. And he's going to shoot a 3. But that won't fall. It's going to be Celtics ball out of bounds. It's a tight game so far. A little over halfway through the first quarter. And they're going to get it over to Bird. Bird will shoot a 2. And that's going to be great defense by Gale. Forces the miss there. Roby, though, with the board. Roby, an excellent offensive rebounder. Puts it back up. And that'll be good. So Rick Roby comes in and right away gets involved. Putting the Celtics up by 2, 19-17. San Antonio gets it over to Gervin. Gervin will shoot a 2. And it's going to be great defense by Larry Bird. Forces the miss. HRF would have been against them too, though. ML Card comes down with the defensive board. Fast break pass over to Bird. Bird puts it up. And that's going to be defended by Gervin. And Gervin comes down with the board. Fast break pass over to Silas. Puts it up. And that runner will not go, but the momentum is there. And that shot is going to be good. So Celtics with the ball now. They'll call timeout. Try to kill some of that momentum. 19-19 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Celtics inbound it. Get it up to Roby. Roby puts it up. And it's going to be defended well by Pultz. And Roby comes down with the board. Puts it back up. And that shot will be good. So Roby comes in off the bench and is able to get 4 points here and a couple of rebounds in just a couple minutes of play. Not even that. Just a little over a minute of play. So Celtics up by 2. Inbound pass. Gets it over to Kennan. Almost a steal by ML Carr. Kennan puts it up. And his jumper will not go. Roby with the board. He'll pass it over to Bird. Bird puts it up. And his jumper is good. So Bird shooting pretty well so far today. Gives the Celtics a 4-point lead. San Antonio brings it up now down by 4. And they'll get it over to Gale. And Gale puts it up. And that won't fall. Oh, Roby almost gets the rebound, but goes to Pultz instead. Shoots a 2. And that's going to be in and out. Gets his own rebound, though. And he'll pass it over to Kennan, and that's going to be a turnover. So Celtics force the turnover. Travel there on Kennan. So Celtics with the ball and a 4-point lead. It's going to go over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. And that jumper will not go, but it looks like he was fouled. He'll draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And that's going to be Paltz's first personal. Second team foul. So Archibald was in the active shooting, so he'll go to the line and shoot too. He's a 83% free throw shooter. First one falls. And second one just looks like that was going to come back out, but it stayed in. So he nails both of them. Celtics now with their biggest lead at 6 points. And San Antonio pushes it up. And Kennan will shoot the two. And that will not go. Roby with a defensive board. Fast break pass over to Carr. Races down. Puts it up. And that's going to be great defense by Gale to force that miss. But Roby's right there to get the offensive board. Puts it back up. And his jumper is going to go in. So Celtics now with an 8-point lead. Still no momentum there, so San Antonio does not need to take a timeout. They get the ball over to Paltz. And Paltz will put it up. And that will be good. So Billy Paltz with his first basket of the game. 27-21 Celtics. Gervin with the assist on that one, his first of the game. Celtics push it up, and it's going to be stolen by Paltz. Fast break pass. No, looks like the Celtics got back in time. They'll set it up. And it looks like Silas is going to get fouled on the play. And it's going to be on Archibald. So he'll go to the line and shoot two. He's 2 for 2 so far. First one's good. And we're going to make some substitutions before he shoots the second one. Alright, numerous substitutions for both teams as we reach the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Celtics up by 5. And the ball. Actually, one more free throw by Silas. 1 for 1 so far. And this one's good, so he's 4 for 4 totally in the game. Cuts the Celtics lead to 4. Celtics push it up. And they'll get it over to Cowens, just back in the game. Puts it up. And it looks like that is going to fall. So Cowens with his 4th point of the game. Second basket. San Antonio ball. Down by 6. Over to Silas. Jump shot won't fall. Griffin newly in the game with the board at power forward. You'll love that hairdo there. Great picture there. Puts up a 2. And that'll fall. Wow, 73. So Griffin comes in and immediately gets a basket. Cutting the Celtics lead to 4. Not much defense on the floor for San Antonio. The only one with a deny there is Gale with the 1. Everybody else has got a blank deny. So let's see if the Celtics can take advantage of that. So they get it over to Judkins. Judkins puts it up. And that will barely go, but it does go. That's all that matters. So Celtics with a 6-point lead. San Diego with the ball. Over to Rastani. Rastani puts it up. And great defense by Cowens. That looked like it was definitely going to go in if Cowens hadn't stepped in. Judkins with the board for the Celtics. And this is going to be a foul on Gale. Fourth team foul. Celtics inbound it. First personal on Gale. So over to Fernstein, newly just in the game. Shoots a 2, and that's going to be defended by Griffin. Griffin with the board. He'll pass it over to... Can't get anybody open. Finally, Gale gets open. Gale with a great feed over to... No, Peck isn't. Not to Peck. To Griffin. Griffin now with 4 points. Celtics lead by 4. They'll push it up, and it's going to be stolen by Gale. Celtics just able to get back. San Antonio sets it up. And that's going to be a foul on Judkins. So Peck will go to the line to shoot 2. Peck is just a 62% free throw shooter. First one's good. And second one will not fall, so 1 of 2. 3-point Celtics lead. Cowens comes down with the board. Tries to get it over to Henderson, and Henderson's going to get fouled. So San Antonio in the penalty now. The Celtics will go to the line. So Henderson goes to the line, just a 69% free throw shooter. First one's good. Gets both of them. Celtics push the lead back up to 5. Less than a minute left in the first quarter. Over to Rastani. Rastani puts it up. And his spin move will not go. Ford pulls down the board for the Celtics. Sets it up. And that's going to be a foul on Peck. So Cowens go to the line and shoot 2. 78% free throw shooter. And the first shot is going to be in and out. Second shot is good. 1 for 2. Celtics 6-point lead, 34-28, as we near the end of the first quarter. San Antonio with it. Over to Griffin. Griffin with the great feed. Over to Peck. And that will be good. Celtics 4-point lead, going for the last shot here. They get it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And great defense forces the miss there by Rastani. But Judkins with the board puts it back up. And that will be good. So Judkins with a follow-up. Puts the Celtics up 36-40. And this should do it. And it will. So at the end of the first quarter, the Celtics on top 36-30. So a good first quarter by the Celtics. Able to get a small lead here going into the second quarter. And we'll be right back after these substitutions. Alright, the Celtics will inbound it. Celtics with all their starters except for Roby in. Mike Evans comes in at point guard. Relieving Silas, who played the whole first quarter. So Celtics inbound it. Up by 6. And that's going to be a steal by Olderding. Gets it over to Rastani on the fast break. And Rastani puts it up. And that will not fall. Roby with the board. Pass it over to Archibald, just back in the game. Puts it up. And that jumper will not go, but he's going to be fouled.
Draws the foul.
And that's going to be a foul on Griffin, his first personal. So Archibald is in the active shooting, so he'll go to the line. 2 for 2 so far from the charity stripe. First free throw is no good. Second one good, so 1 for 2. Celtics 37-30 now as San Antonio pushes it up. Gets it over to Oberding. No, actually they can't get it over to Oberding. He's not open. They'll get it over to Evans. And that jumper will be good. No assist there. So the Celtics have pretty much held Gervin in check, only with 2 points so far. And haven't needed to double team him yet. So Celtics inbound it, get it up to Archibald. And Archibald is going to turn it over. So he throws that pass away. Inbounded to, let's see who gets open here. Nobody open yet. Alright, they get it over to Gervin. Gervin's going to shoot a 3. And that will not fall. In and out. And it looks like Bird's going to come down with the board easily. Pass it over to Roby. And Rastani's going to be called for the foul. His second personal. Non-shooting foul. Second team foul. Second foul on Rastani. Get it into Roby. Roby puts it up. And that is going to be good. And he'll draw the foul. So a chance for a 3-point play by Roby.
Draws the foul.
And it's going to be a foul on Griffin, his second. And it's going to be no assist. He is the center. So Roby with his first free throw shot of the day. 68%. See if he can complete the 3-point play. And he cannot. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Spurs ball. So the Celtics 7-point lead. 39-32. Opening minutes of the second quarter. San Antonio inbounds it. Gets it over to Oberding. Oberding will turn it over, though. Celtics ball. Get it over to Roby. Roby shoots a 2. And the up and under will not go in. Griffin with it. The rebound for the Spurs. And passes it over to Rastani. Rastani will put it up.
Straight to the glass.
And that will not fall. Way off the mark. But Griffin comes down with the offensive board. He'll pass it over to Oberding. Oberding very active in the game so far. And he'll shoot a 2. Won't fall. George Gervin with the rebound, though. Puts it back up. And that'll be blocked by Chris Ford. Rastani, though, with the offensive board. Can't pass it to himself, so... Let's see here. No, can't find anybody open. Nobody steals. No, still nobody open. Forced shot, though, by Griffin as the clock shot runs down. He'll throw up a 2. And that's going to be blocked by Maxwell. Bird with the board. San Antonio is able to get back quickly. Celtics set it up. Get it over to Archibald. Archibald with a great feed. Over to Roby, puts it up and in. So Roby now with double digits off the bench has 10 points. Definitely Roby the player of the game so far. Archibald with 7 points. So Archibald not playing a bad game either. And we'll be right back. Alright, so Peck checks in for the Spurs. Fernstein for the Celtics. Celtics up by 9. San Antonio ball. And San Antonio is going to call a timeout. Kill some of that Celtics momentum. So San Antonio inbounds it after the pass. And they're going to turn it over. So travel on Evans. Celtics with a chance to go double-digit lead here. Gets it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And that will not fall. Kennan comes down with the board. Pass it over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And great defense by Ford causes the miss. Bird with his 6th rebound. Fast break pass over to Fernstein. Fernstein puts it up, and that will not fall. Bird, though, with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled. And that foul is going to be on Evans, his first personal. Bird was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Bird, an 84% free throw shooter, excellent free throw shooter. He'll shoot 2. First one's good. Celtics now with a 10-point lead. And nails both of them. So Bird now with 6 points. Celtics lead now 11. So Celtics starting to pull away now. They've been close for a while. Spurs get it over to Gervin.
The drive to the basket.
And that won't fall. So Gervin only with 2 points so far. So his shot is showing some rust here. Archibald with the board. Fast break pass over to Bird. And Bird's going to shoot a 3. And that's going to be good. So Bird with a 3-pointer. And the Celtics lead up to 14 now. Bird with 9 points. Credit the assist to Fernstein. So Celtics with a commanding 14-point lead now. Gets the pass over to Evans. Evans puts it up. And his jumper will fall. Rastani with the assist. 8 minutes to go in the half. Celtics lead by 12 with the ball. Chris Ford with it now. He's going to shoot another 3. He made his first one. And this 3 won't go. Peck with the board. They'll set it up. Kennan with it. Puts it up. And that's going to be almost defending, not quite, and that'll be good.
Can you believe that?
Gervin with the assist there. Celtics with a 10-point lead, 46-36. Can't get anybody open. Finally get it over to Archibald. Shoots a 2. And that is going to be... That'll be good. Archibald with 9 points now. Get it over to Spurs. Get it over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And his runner will not go. Bird with the board. Bird now with 8 rebounds, and we're not even out of the first half. So Bird having an excellent day on the boards. Fast break pass over to Fernstein. Fernstein puts it up. And that's nothing but net. So Fernstein with his first basket of the day. Celtics lead back up to 14 now. Cowens with the assist. Peck with it now. And Peck puts it up. That will not fall, thanks to the great defense by Ford. And that'll go out of bounds off Ford. So San Antonio ball. So we near the halfway mark of the first half. Well, halfway mark of the second quarter. And they'll get it over to Rastani. Rastani puts it up. Under is good. Rastani with 4 points now. Celtics 50-38 now. Bird with it. Puts it up. And Bird's jumper is going to be good. So Larry Bird having a great shooting from the field so far in the first half here. Up to 11 points now to lead the Celtics. Celtics, once again, up to a 14-point lead. Their biggest lead of the day. Cowens gets the assist on that. San Antonio pushes it up. And that's going to be a foul on Chris Ford, his first personal. First team foul for the Celtics. San Antonio inbound it. And Cowens is going to be called for the foul. So we'll have some substitutions and be right back with San Antonio ball. So Oberding and Silas check in back in for the Spurs. Maxwell and Henderson for the Celtics. San Antonio will push up the ball. Over to Oberding. First layup is great defense by Maxwell. So he makes his impact right off the bench here once again. Gets it over to Bird with the board. And that's going to be a steal by Kennan. Celtics get back quickly though. Get it over to Kennan. Kennan shoots it. Great defense by Maxwell once again. Cowens comes down with the board. They'll set it up. Get it over to Ford. Ford shoots a 2.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And his jump shot will be good.
That was sick, wicked, and nasty.
Yes, it was. Celtics with their biggest lead of the day now, 16 points. San Antonio has it. Get it over to Silas. He leads the Spurs with 10 points. And he'll turn it over. So Silas with the travel. Celtics ball. Over to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it up. And his jump shot will be good. Give the assist to Henderson. Celtics with an 18-point lead, so San Antonio will call a timeout. Try to kill some of that momentum. Talk things over. Alright, they're back on the floor. They inbound it. Over to Kennan. Kennan drives in. And that shot will be good. Kennan now has 7 points. 56-40 Celtics lead. Assist goes to Oberding. Maxwell with it now. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Silas, his second personal. So Maxwell will go to the line as San Antonio is now in the penalty. Maxwell will go to the line and shoot 2. His first time to the charity stripe today. 79% free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one good. 18-point Celtic lead as we near the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Oberding with it. Puts it up. That's way off the mark. Henderson comes down with the board for the Celtics. He'll be on the fast break. Puts it up. And great defense by Silas. Forces the miss. Kennan outbattles Bird for the rebound. Pass it over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And again, great defense by Ford. And he'll come down with the ball. Celtics will slow it down and set it up. Ford with another three-pointer. This one way off the mark. Collins has it. Puts it up. And that will not go. Oh, but Celtics, no, they don't have momentum. So that will not go. Rastani with the board. Celtics back. Over to Olderberg. Olderberg puts it up. That will not go in. Collins comes down with the board. And they'll get it over to Henderson. Henderson puts it up. And that will go with HRF. Yeah, so that is going to be good. So Celtics are the commanding 20-point lead now. Just a little over 3 minutes left in the first half. San Antonio inbounds it over to Gervin. They really got to get Gervin in the game. Gervin with only 2 points so far. Power move to the basket. And that is going to be no good as the HRF is a 4. That's no good. And that's going to be a loose ball foul on Gervin. His first personal. So Ford will go to the line and shoot 2. Ford with his first free throws of the game. 75% free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one also good. 2 for 2. 62-40 Celtics. Celtics playing like they should have been playing all year long here with a commanding lead over the Spurs. Seem to be putting it together this game. Over to Kennan. Kennan puts it up. That won't fall. Bird with the board. Bird now with a double-double already. We're not even out of the first half. Bird will slow it down. And that's going to be stolen by Oberding. Fast break pass over to Silas. He gives a great feed over to Oberding. Oberding puts it up and in. Celtics 62-42. And we'll be right back. All right, so Archibald and Judkins check back in for the Celtics. Paltz and I think Gale checking back in for the Spurs. Celtics with the ball up by 20. Over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And his jumper will not fall. Maxwell comes down with the offensive board though. And he'll pass it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And great defense by Pultz forces the miss. First career cannot quite get to it. But Gale will for the Spurs. Celtics quickly back. Over to Oberling. And that will not fall. Chris Ford with the defensive board. He'll pass it over to nobody. Nobody is open. And that's going to be a steal by Gale. Celtics back. Over to Pulse. Pulse with a great pass over to Silas. Puts it up and in. Silas with 12 points now in the game. First assist by Pulse today. And the Celtics are going to call timeout. Try to kill some of that momentum. Even though they still have an 18-point lead. With a minute 36 left in the half. Celtics get it over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And his jumper will not fall. Pulse with the board though. Pass it over to Silas. Silas puts it up. And his jumper will not go. Judkins with the rebound. And it's going to be a foul on Oberling. So Judkins will go to the line and shoot too. He's an 82% free throw shooter. First one just barely in. Second one just barely a miss. Gale with the rebound for the Spurs. Pass it up. Tries to pass it. Gets it over. Tries to get over to Kennan. And Judkins is going to be called for the foul. His second personal. Celtics will be in the penalty for the rest of the way with just 36 seconds left. That's going to be over to Silas.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And HRF is 4, so that's going to be a miss. Judkins with the board. Pass it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. Defended by Pulse. Kennan rips down the board. Fast break pass over to Silas. Puts it up. And that is going to be good, and he'll draw the foul. Silas with a chance to complete the three-point play. And, oh, he's going to be called, though, for the offensive flagrant there. So wipe that basket off. So Silas now in foul trouble. You can't believe that one. He thought he was hacked. And he'll be right back as James Silas now is going to have to go sit on the bench at the end of the second quarter here, picking up his third personal. Evans will check in now for the Spurs. And Silas picked up his third personal. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. And HRF is, oh, it's only 3, so that will be no good. That should do it. Kennan with the board. And at the end of the second quarter, Celtics with a commanding 19-point lead, 63-44. Had a 6-point lead after the first quarter. We're able to expand it to 19 points now. So San Antonio is going to have to regroup. And we'll be right back with the start of the second half with the Celtics up by 19. Actually, before we go, let's take a look at the stats here first. Let's check out and see how Larry Bird is shooting. Larry Bird is 4 for 8. With a 3-pointer and a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line. leads the Celtics with 11 points. Gerald Henderson off the bench. Rick Roby off the bench with 10 points, so he's having a great game. Bird already with a double-double. He's got 10 rebounds. For the Spurs, James Silas leads with 12 points. Kennan with 7 rebounds. Spurs only shooting 34% from the floor. Celtics 51%. And Celtics out-rebounding the Spurs by a total of 35-22. So Celtics winning the battle of the boards. And now we'll be right back at the start of the second half. Alrighty, we're back with the start of the second half. Celtics with a commanding 17-point lead. They had a halftime lead of 10 points in the actual game, 57-47. So they're performing a little bit better even than that, so that's a good sign. And they did end up winning by 12 points. So we'll see what we can do here in the second half to duplicate what we did in the first half as much as possible. And so Celtics will inbound the ball at the start of the third quarter here. And hold on, I'll be right back. I don't think I substituted the guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back now. Celtics inbound it. All the starters back in except for Pultz for the Spurs. It's the only bench player I think that's in. And it's going to get over to Ford. And Ford will immediately shoot a 2. And his jumper will not fall. Collins with the board. Puts it up. And his spin move is going to be good. So Collins with the first basket of the second half. Celtics up by 19 now. San Antonio pushes it up. Gets it over to Gervin, who's really had minimal impact with only 2 points so far in the game. Shoots a 2. And that will not fall, so his woes continue. As Bird comes down with the board. He'll pass it up to, and it looks like Pultz is going to foul Collins. So first team foul. Second personal foul for Pultz. Yes, Mr. Brody. Mr. Brody is here saying, "Go Celtics." San Antonio inbounds it. Gets it over to Bird. Bird puts it up. And his jumper is going to be good. Excuse me. So Bird's continues his hot shooting. Now up to 13 points. Celtics lead up to 23 now. And San Antonio is going to call a timeout before things get out of hand here. I don't think that was an assist there. So, alright, so San Antonio inbounds it after the timeout. Over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And that is going to be good. So Gervin was just his 4th point of the game. First basket here in the second half. No assist. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to Ford. Finally becomes open. They'll get it over to him. And it's going to be defended by Gervin. And it's going to be a jump ball. Celtics win the jump ball. Get it over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And that's going to be blocked by Gervin. Collins comes down with it for the Celtics, though. And it's going to be that'll be a shot clock violation. So Celtics run out of time there. And a 24-second clock. San Antonio inbounds it. Down by 21. Paltz with an assist pass. Over to Silas, who puts it in. Paltz with his second assist. Silas up to 14 points now. Celtics will inbound it. Over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And that shot will be good, and he'll draw the foul. So Ford with a chance at a three-point play. No assists on the play. And that foul is going to be on Paltz. So Ford will go to the line and try to complete the three-point play. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe so far. He puts it up. And can't get this one to fall. Paltz with the rebound. No, not 22. Nobody open yet. And they get to Olderberg. Olberding. Olberding with a great assist pass. Inside the Paltz. Puts it up. And that'll be good. A 19-point Celtic lead in the ball. Gets it over to Archibald. Archibald with a great pass. Feeds it into Maxwell. Puts it in. Maxwell with 8 points on the game now. Spurs get it up to Silas. Silas shoots it too. And that will not fall, but he will draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And it's going to be on Cowens, his second personal. So Silas was in the act of shooting, so first team foul for the Celtics. So he'll go to the line. He's 4 for 4 so far. First one's good. And we'll be right back. We're going to make some substitutions here. All right, Celtics resting all of their starters, and San Antonio most of theirs, other than Silas. So Silas will shoot his second free throw here. And that will fall. Celtics inbound it. And can't get anybody open yet. And that's going to be stolen by Griffin. Pass intended for Chaney. Newly in the game. Chaney in with his first minutes of the game. San Antonio will set it up. Over to Silas. Puts it up. And that will not fall. Roby pulled. Oh no, Roby doesn't get it. Paltz will get the offensive board. And he'll turn it over. So Celtics ball. San Antonio is going to play in the press for a little bit. Try to cut into that Celtic lead with all the Celtics bench players on. And that works. Well, it wasn't because of the press, but they get a steal. Steal by Peck. They'll set it up. And they're going to get it over to Peck. And he's going to get fouled. And that is going to be on Rick Roby, his first personal. So Peck was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line. 1 for 2 so far today. First one misses. And he'll miss both of those, so he misses both free throws. Now just 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Carr with the board. And it's going to be a press, so it's going to be a foul on Griffin. So Griffin with his third personal. Celtics inbound it. One more in San Antonio will be in the penalty. And here we go, another one right here, the press again. And it's going to be another foul by Peck. So now they'll be in the penalty the rest of the third quarter here, less than halfway through. Celtics inbounded again. Over to Fernstein. Fernstein puts it up. And no good. Griffin, the power forward, with it. Pass it over to Pultz. Puts it up. And that will not go. But Griffin comes down with the offensive board. And he'll pass it over to Evans, and he's going to get fouled by Cheney, his first personal. Celtics' third team foul. Spurs inbound it. Try to inbound it. Finally get it over to Evans, and he's going to get fouled by Cheney. So Cheney picks up 2 quick fouls. So Celtics will also be in the penalty the rest of the way. San Antonio ball down by 19. Almost halfway through the third quarter here. Over to Griffin. And Griffin will pass it. And Peck is going to be forced to shoot it. Puts it up. And that is way off the mark. So air ball. Rebound by the Celtics. Pass it over to Henderson. No, Henderson's not going to get open. Neither will Fernstein. Finally get it over to Roby. Roby puts it up. Defended well by Pultz. Peck with the board. They'll set it up. And they'll get it over to Silas. And that will be no good. However, he is going to get fouled. Well, actually, it will be good, sorry. Momentum is +3, so that'll be good. And he'll draw the foul. So Silas with a chance for a 3-point play. And no assists there, I don't think. Yeah, actually there will be. He's got an 8 here, so. It's going to be a foul on. Looks like it's on Fernstein. His first personal. And that will be an assist. So he'll have 2 shots to make 1 to complete the 3-point play. Perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line so far. First one is good. We'll be right back after these substitutions. Alright, Celtics with the ball now, up by 16. Just a little bit halfway through the third quarter. And yeah, he did get that free throw, so Celtics inbound it. Over to Bird.
What a pass!
Bird with a great pass. Over to Archibald. And that'll go in. Bird with the assist. Archibald with 11 points now. Bird with his 3rd assist. Bird already with a double-double on the day. Got that in the first half. San Antonio inbounds it. It goes over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And that will be forced miss by Ford. So Ford continues with his great defense today. As Maxwell comes down with the board. Celtics set it up. Over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And that will not fall. Rastani with the board for the Spurs. Celtics back. Rastani with the shot. And that's going to be good, and he'll draw the foul. So he'll have a chance for a three-point play. Let's see here. That will be an assist for Gervin when we come back. Actually, after we mark the foul. So that is going to be Cowens with his third personal. Chance for and it's going to be an assist for Gervin. So he'll have a chance. Rastani will have a chance to complete the three-point play. He'll have 2 to make 1. First free throw. That'll be good. So 15-point lead for the Celtics. San Antonio trimming the lead a little bit. And that's going to be a steal. And we're going to go with here. We'll go with him. He's got a higher block. So Gervin with the steal. Pass it up. He'll be on the fast break pass. Puts it up. And his jumper will be good. So Gervin with his third basket of the game. Brings San Antonio to within 13. Celtics will call a timeout now. Try to kill some of that momentum. So Celtics with a 13-point lead. 4 minutes 36 seconds left in the third quarter. They'll inbound it. And they'll get it over to Bird. Bird will put it up. And that's going to be a forced miss by Gervin. Chris Ford comes down with the rebound. Puts it back up. And that will be good. So Chris Ford in double digits now with 11 points. Celtics 75-60. Gale with it now. Gale with a great pass. Feeds it into Gervin and puts it up and in. So Gervin's starting to get a little bit more involved in the game, up to 8 points now. Gale with his second assist. Celtics get it up to Maxwell. Maxwell shoots. And his reverse layup will be good. So Maxwell now with 10 points on the game. Oh, that was supposed to be a assist there, I think. Yes. Have to find a way to get Ford an assist there next time. They owe Ford an assist there. So Gale with it. They get it over to Gale. Puts it up. And he's going to be fouled. And it's going to be on Archibald, his third personal. So Gale will go to the line and shoot 2. 81% free throw shooter. First one's good. Nails both of them. Celtics 77-64. And they'll inbound it. As San Antonio continues to play in the press. Over to Cowens. Cowens with a great feed. And Bird with the basket. Assist goes to Cowens. See if I remember to give Ford that assist there. It's going to be a steal by Bird. Feeds it over to Ford on the fast break. Puts it up. And in. So a great steal by Bird. Feeds it over to Ford on the fast break. And it'll be in. So center 12. Point guard 11. Yeah, I can't. So when there's a play where there's no assist assigned, then I'll assist one. To Ford, if I remember right. So Celtics lead back up to 17. 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Over to Gervin. Gervin with a great feed. To Silas. Up and in. Silas now leads, I believe, all scores now with 21 points. And assist goes to Gervin. So we'll be right back. We'll make some substitutions here. All right, both teams substitutions. Celtics with the ball. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Up by 15 now. It's going to be over to Carr, fresh into the game.
Nice pass inside.
He's going to give a great feed into Roby now in the game. Roby now with 12 points. Carr with his second assist. San Antonio inbounds it. Tries to inbound it. Cannot get anybody open. First shot by Peck just in the game. And he puts it up. And that will not go. As Roby comes down with the board for the Celtics. Fast break pass over to Archibald. On the move. Puts it up and in. So Archibald with the bucket. Celtics now back up to a 19-point lead. And Ford with the assist. Still owe him assist. So Spurs get it into Keenan. Keenan puts it up. Great defense by Bird on that one. Now at power forward. And power forward 64 defensive high. So Bird's going to get called for the foul though. So Bird not happy with that one. As Bird with his second personal. And Celtics will be in the penalty the rest of the third quarter. Well, continue to be in the penalty. They have 8 team fouls. So they've been a lot more active on the boards, drawing a lot more fouls this quarter than they have in the first 2 quarters. So Keenan 3 for 4 from the free throw line. First one's good. Gets both of them. Celtics push it up. San Antonio still playing in the press. And that's going to be a foul on Gale. So Archibald will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 3 for 4 so far. First one a swish. Second one goes. So hits both of them. San Antonio inbounds at less than 2 minutes left in the quarter. Pass it over to Peck. And Peck will put it up. He's going to be fouled though. And that's going to be a foul on ML Carr, his second personal. So Peck just 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. Will try to shoot 2 again. We'll shoot 2. First one way off on that one. Second one is good. So Peck's free throw shots dilemma continue. He's able to only get 1 out of 2 there. Celtics push it up. Get it over to Carr. And that will not fall. And it's going to be a loose ball foul. We'll check defensive first. And that's going to be a foul on Griffin. So Carr will... Oh, I have a choice here. I'm going to go with Carr. He's a better shooter. So Carr will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. 74% free throw shooter. His first shots from the free throw line today. And he'll get both of them. Celtics 20-point lead now. And we'll be right back as Griffin's going to... Well, pulse back in as Griffin picks up his 4th personal. And Antonio inbounds, and that's going to be stolen by Roby. And he's going to push it up. Puts it up. Spin move is going to be good, and he'll draw the foul. So Roby with a chance for a 3-point play.
Draws the foul.
So Roby 0 for 1 from the free throw line so far today. He tries. Let's try to see who. Let's see. It's going to be an assist to Bird. The foul is going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Peck, his third personal. Bird with the assist. So we'll get 2 to make one here. Makes the first one there. Celtics with a 23-point lead, their biggest lead of the game. San Antonio inbounds it as we near the end of the third quarter. And they'll get it over to Gervin. A little more active in the second half, although still relatively quiet. Turns it over now. Celtics ball. But Gill steals it right back. Slows it down. Gets it back. And that will not foul. Well, fall. Excuse me. Kennan comes down with the board. Offensive board. Puts it back up. And that will be good. So Kennan with double digits now with 11 points. Gets it over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And that jumper will be good. So Ford having a fine ball game with 15 points on the day so far. You can't give him an assist on his own basket. So that'll be inbounded. Over to Peck. Peck will turn it over though. So Celtics ball. Trying to get the last shot here. And he's going to, and it's going to be a foul on Paltz. His fourth personal. Oops. So Archibald will go to the line and shoot 2. So Steiny comes in for Paltz as he picks up his fourth personal. Archibald 5 for 6 from the line so far. 6 for 7. And make that 7 for 8. See nails both of them there. Celtics pulling away here now, 25-point lead. So San Antonio will try to work the last shot now. Over to Gale. Gale with a great feed over to Keenan. Puts it up and in. 13 points now for Keenan. And this should do it. So we reach the end of the third quarter with the Celtics. Continue to build their lead. 23-point lead now at the end of 3. So we'll be right back with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, here we are with the start of the fourth quarter. Irv Kiffin comes in and makes his first appearance in the game for the Spurs at small forward. Helping to spark that offense a little bit here. And they'll need a miracle here as they're down by 23 at the start of the fourth quarter. But San Diego will inbound it. And it's going to be right over to Kiffin right away here. Gets immediately involved in the game. And gives a great feed into Gale for the basket. So maybe that'll be the spark San Antonio needs. As Kiffin picks up an assist there. Celtics will inbound it. It's over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. So all the Celtics starters in at the start of the, except for Judkins. Chris Ford on the bench right now. But all the Celtics other than Ford on the floor now and can play most of this fourth quarter, so they definitely have the decided advantage here as the Archibald shot is a miss. But Judkins will come down on the board, puts it back up, and that will not go. But Bird will come down with the offensive board, puts it back, and that'll be good. So Bird was relatively quiet in the third quarter, gets his 17th point of the game. San Antonio inbounds it. And gets it over to Rastani, who puts it up.
He goes straight to the glass.
And great defense by Cowens. But Kennan comes down with it for the Spurs. Puts it back up. And that'll be good. So Celtics just about to hit triple digits in the game. Give it over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. Kent will just do it. And it looks like this will do it. So the Celtics hit triple digits here, 100 to 77 on the basket by Archibald. Archibald leads the Celtics with 19 points. Bird close behind with 17. And wait, we'll give him the assist, even though he didn't get an assist. Figures it's Judkins. Hold on here. I'm going to try something. Can I do this? No, I can't take a timeout. Maybe I can give San Antonio. Here we go. I'm just going to do that just to see if we can get a assist there. Cheap assist for Ford. Then we'll put Judkins back in. There we go. Kind of a cheap way to do it, but it works. And we'll bring Olderberry back in. Alright, there we go. I think we're all set now. So San Antonio with the ball now, down by 23. And they'll get it over to Gale. And Gale will give a great feed over to Oberding just in the game. So that'll be good. Celtics 100, San Antonio 79. I'll put them back in the press here. And it's going to be a turnover. They forced a turnover right away. And it's going to be... we'll just give it to him, I guess. So turnover by the Celtics. As the press causes that turnover. And they'll get it over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And that's going to be blocked by Judkins. And that'll be out of bounds. Celtics ball. Maxwell with it now. Maxwell with a great feed. Over to Cowens. Puts it up. And in. So nice feed by Maxwell to Cowens. San Antonio needs some stops here. Oh, and Bird's going to be called for the foul. His third personal. First team foul for the Celtics. Over to Gervin again, trying to get Gervin involved. That's what they need to do. And that jump shot will be good. So Gervin now in double digits. Is this going to be too little too late, though, for San Antonio? We'll see. This goes to Oberding. Celtics inbound it. Over to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it up. That won't go. Keenan with the board. Celtics get back quickly. It's going to be over to Oberding. Oberding will turn it over, though. He throws it away. Celtics will inbound it after the turnover. Over to Maxwell. And it's going to be a turnover by Maxwell, as he's called for the travel. San Antonio inbounds it. Over to Rastani. Rastani puts it up. And his jumper is going to be good. No rebound there. And no assist there. And that's going to be a steal by Keenan. Fast break pass over to Gale. Gale puts it up. And that will be no good. Rastani with the offensive board, though. Puts it back up. And that is going to be no good. And we'll be right back. Celtics win the jump ball after the substitutions. And they get it over to Chaney. Chaney back in. Chaney puts up a 2. And that won't be no good, but he will draw the... Oh, and number 1 HRF is 3, so that is going to be actually good. And he will draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
Let's see who that's going to be on. 6. Ooh, no, almost on Evans. Not quite, though, but actually it is going to be on Evans. He is the highest one on there. Evans with his second personal. No assists there, so... And was that basket good? Yeah, it was good. So he's got a chance for the 3-point play here. Chaney with his first time at the line here. 76% free throw shooter. And that'll be good. So Chaney's able to get his first 3 points of the game, completing 3-point play. Celtics 22-point lead. Over to Olderberg. Oberding. Oberding with it. Puts it up. First layup will not go. It'll be out of bounds Celtics ball. San Antonio continues to play in the press. Not quite a foul on Evans. Chaney puts it up. And Chaney will... Shot will be good. So Chaney with a quick 5 points off the bench. San Antonio inbounds it. Cannot seem to get any closer to the Celtics. They need stops, and they haven't been getting them. At least not lately. So Gervin puts it up. And his jumper won't go, but he's going to be called. He'll draw the foul. And it's going to be on Chaney. His third personal. So he'll go to the line and shoot 2. His first time to the charity stripe. He's 85% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he cannot make the second one go down. So 1 for 2. Spurs need every point they can get now. As Roby comes down with the board for the Celtics. 8-minute mark of the game. Celtics with a 23-point lead and the ball. Celtics trying to waste some time here. Get it over to Chaney. Chaney with a great feed. Over to Henderson. And Henderson with his 6th point of the game. Assist goes to Chaney. Spurs inbound it. Over to Keenan. Keenan puts it up. And that is in and out. So Maxwell comes down with the board for the Celtics. They push it down, get it back to Maxwell. Puts it up. And his shot is going to be good, and he'll draw the foul. So Maxwell with a chance for a three-point play. So that's going to be an assist for Cheney. And see who the foul is on. The foul is going to be on Pultz, his fifth. So Cheney will get his that. And we'll be right back, and Maxwell will try to complete the three-point play as Pultz is going to go sit down for a bit. All right, Rastani in, along with a few other substitutions, including Silas. And try to complete the three-point play, Maxwell will. And, ooh, that just barely goes in, so he's able to complete the three-point play. Maxwell with 13 points on the day. Spurs inbound it. Now down by, wow, 28 points. Is that right? Yeah, 28 points. Wow. Celtics continue to increase the lead. So playing in the press, Celtics seem to be beating the press every time now. As they get it over to Silas. Silas is going to be fouled here, though. And he'll be fouled by Bird, his fourth personal. He's in the active shooting, so he'll go to the line and shoot too. 7 for 7 so far as Silas. Ain't that 8 for 8. And 9 for 9 as Silas is up to 23 points on the day to lead all scorers. Been the only bright spot for the Spurs so far today, as he has over just about a quarter of their points. Actually, a little over a quarter of their points. Celtics with the ball. And it's going to go over to Archibald. Archibald will shoot it too. And his jumper will be no good. No foul, though. Roby comes down with the offensive board, puts it back up. And that jumper will fall. So Roby with 17 points off the bench, having a great game today. Definitely been a spark plug for the Celtics. Having a better day than Collins is. And that's going to be a steal by Maxwell. They'll slow it down. And they'll try to get it over to Carr, and he's going to be fouled by Gervin. Gervin with his second personal. Third team foul. And it's going to be a steal off the press by Gervin. Passes it over to Keenan on the fast break. And he'll turn it over. So Keenan turns it over there. Celtics with the ball. And that's going to be a foul on Oberding, his second personal. So Celtics will be in the bonus from the rest of the way. And we're going to get rid of this press as soon as we can, because it doesn't seem to be doing any good now. I missed something there, but I don't think that was anything on the assist thing. And they'll get it over to Archibald. Archibald with a great pass. Feeds it over to Carr. Puts it up and in. It's Carr now with 8 points. I'll be right back with the substitutions. And it's going to be assist first on Archibald. All right, Kiffin checks in for the Spurs at center. Chris Ford at shooting guard. Chris Ford with 15 points on the game so far. San Antonio inbounds it. Gets it over to Oberding. Oberding puts it up. And that will be good. So Silas with the assist there. And he'll take off the press now. 5 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Celtics up by 28. And it's going to be a steal by Silas. Fast break pass over to Gervin. Gervin puts it up. And that is going to be blocked by Chris Ford. And he'll come down with the board. Celtics slow it down. It's going to be a foul on Keenan here. So Max will go to the line and shoot 2 perfect 3 for 3. First one's good. And second one will not go. 1 for 2. Gervin comes down with the board. Pass it over to Oberding. Oberding puts it up. And that jumper... Ooh, Chris Ford with great defense again. So Chris Ford has been a key on defense today for the Celtics. Keenan will come down with the board, offensive board, puts it back up. And that will be in and out, but comes back down. And just to get the bounce. They haven't got many bounces, but they will get one there. And it's going to be a quick foul on Silas. So Archibald will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 7 for 8. He's been in the line quite a bit. Celtics with a lot of free throw shots today. So, first shot. Oh, that's going to be way off the mark. Second shot is good. So Archibald now with 20 points. As time is running out on the San Antonio Spurs. Celtics looking for their second victory against them this season. Oberding with it. Puts it up. And that's going to be a miss. Maxwell with the board. Fast break pass over to Archibald. Archibald with a great pass over to Roby. Puts it up and in. Roby now with 19 points. Bird's been relatively quiet here in the second half. But the Celtics, he doesn't really need to step up, as the Celtics lead is now going to be 30. So that's going to be a timeout for San Antonio. And need be, we'll have the Celtics take a timeout for them later on, as we did use the San Antonio timeout to get Ford another assist. San Antonio inbounds it. Almost a steal by Roby. Gets it over to Kiffin. Kiffin, I believe, with his first shot of the day. And that is going to be... That will be good. So Kiffin with his first bucket of the game. No assist there. Celtics over to Ford. Ford will shoot a 3 here. Will not go. Silas with the board. And he'll pass it over to Oberding. And Oberding is going to get fouled here. And it looks like there's going to be a foul on... Looks like we have a choice here, 34-34. We'll give it on Maxwell, as Bird has got 4. So Maxwell with the foul. So Celtics will be in the penalty the rest of the way. Not to worry, though, as Oberding will go to the line and shoot 2. 80% free throw shooter, his first shots today. First one's good. And he gets the second one to fall, too. Makes both of them. Celtics inbound it. Up by 26 now, and that's going to be a quick foul on Kiffin. His first foul of the day. Roby goes to the line and shoot 2. 1 for 2 so far today. Roby with a chance to get his And he will. Roby with 20 points off the bench. Having a sensational game, and he'll make both of them. So San Antonio cannot have this game end fast enough. Still 3 minutes and 36 seconds left, though. As they get it over to Keenan. Keenan puts it up. And his shot will be good. So Keenan with 19 points. Assist to Olberding. And they'll get it over to Ford. No, they won't get it over to Ford. They'll get it over to Archibald. Pass over to Maxwell. Archibald with another assist. Maxwell, 16 points now. As we approach the 3-minute mark of the game. Pass goes over to Keenan. Keenan puts it up. And that shot will be good. No assist there. And that's going to be a steal by Kiffin. Fast break pass over to Gervin. Puts it up. And his jumper will go. So Gervin with 13 points on the day. And he is the guard, so no assists there. Alright, we'll be right back. The Celtics are going to put all their bench on there now, up by 24 with 3 minutes left. Alright, so Celtics are putting most of their bench out there, except for Maxwell. And San Antonio with a couple of their bench players on there, other than Gervin and Gale, basically almost conceding, but don't want to get anybody injured in this game. So we already, I think we already assigned assists. Hold on here. Who was in there before? Was it Griffin? I think it was. Oh, it was Kevin. Let's see what he has in there. Let me just put that there for now. Yeah, that wasn't an assist. Okay. So now we're going to put him at power forward, and who was it here? Yes. Okay, we're good now. Alright, here we go. Final 3 minutes of the game. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to Carr. Carr puts it up, and that shot will not go. Gervin with the board. And he can't pass it to himself, so. Again, he can't pass to himself. Puts it up. And that shot won't go. Cheney with it. And Overding's going to be called for the foul. So Henderson will go to the line and shoot 2. 2 for 3 so far today. First one's good. Second one will miss. Kiffin with the rebound. Pass it. So it can't go to him. So instead it goes over to Oberding. And his jumper will be good. Assist to Gale. Less than 2 minutes left in the game. It's going to be a steal by Gale. Celtics back. Over to Griffin. Griffin puts it up. And his shot will be good. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to Cheney. Cheney shoots it. And that's going to be a miss. Gervin with it. And Henderson's going to be called for the foul. His first personal. Gale goes to the line to shoot 2 for 2 today. First one's good. Makes both of them. Celtics with it. Cheney with it. Great feed over to Maxwell. That'll be up and in. Assist goes to Cheney. Antonio over to Oberding.
Nice pass inside.
Great feed over to Gale. Up and in. So Gale with 8 points on the day. Less than 1 minute left. Over to Henderson. Henderson with a great feed. Oh, it's going to be Kiffin on the foul. So Henderson will go to the line and shoot 2. 3 for 4 today. Misses the first one. And misses both of them. So 3 for 6. As we're going to give it to him because he's got higher rebounding on defense. So Roby with the board. Roby now with a double-double. And that will be good. So Roby's going to lead up the Celtics with 23 points. So I think Rick Roby is going to be player of the game. Especially off the bench with that many points. And no foul on the play there. Kiffin with it. Puts it up. And it's going to be great defense by Maxwell. And Griffin with the board. Puts it up. And that'll be good. Playing for the last. This should be the last shot here. Last possession, maybe. Yeah, it will be. As they get it over to Maxwell. Puts it up. And that will end the game pretty much. So Maxwell will end the game there with that shot. Maxwell with 20 points now. And that's the end of the game as the Boston Celtics easily defeat the San Antonio Spurs in Boston Garden by a score of 131 to 110. Celtics with a great offensive output there. As Rick Roby leads ties Silas for the lead of the Spurs with 23 points. Rick Roby definitely player of the game there. Larry Bird with 12 rebounds leads the Celtics. Archibald with 7 assists. Rebounds, Keenan leads with 11 for San Antonio, and Oberding with 7 assists for San Antonio. Let's check out the box score here. So let's see here. Alright, so let's see here. So 23 points for... I'll go for the Celtics first. So Tony Archibald has 20 points. Larry Bird 17. So Larry Bird's line was 7 for 12. Much better shooting than his last couple of games. Made a 3-pointer. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 12 rebounds, so a double-double. 3 turnovers, 1 steal. 4 personal fouls, 4 assists, and 17 points. So Maxwell with 20 points. Cowens with 9. And Ford with 15. So almost all the Celtics in double digits. ML Carr with 8 points. Rick Roby, though, 23 points, 10 of 13 shooting from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and 10 rebounds. So Roby with a double-double off the bench. So Rick Roby, definitely player of the game. In just 21 minutes, he scored 23 points. Amazing. Definitely a tremendous game by Roby. Henderson had 7, Judkins 5, Chaney 5, and Bernstein with 2. So in all, San Antonio shot 44% from the floor. Celtics 57%. Celtics 2 for 5 from three-point land. Celtics went to the line 37 times with scoring 73%. 80%, 24 for 30 for San Antonio. Celtics won the battle of the boards 52-39. Celtics had a lead as large as 30. San Antonio wasn't able to get any more than 2 points ahead of the Celtics. Nobody fouled out. Pretty much nobody in foul trouble for the Celtics. Only Paltz in foul trouble for the Spurs. So that is it. So as the Celtics improved to 5-6 now, they were 9-2. So still a little ways to go to catch up to their actual record. See if we can do that. So Boston took San Antonio out to the woodshed. I just never heard. Well, I've heard that one before, but it's interesting to see it here. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from High Ground Gaming. Thank you for joining me in game number 11 of the Larry Bird's rookie season. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next Inside the Paint basketball video from the 79-80 Boston Celtics and Larry Bird. Bye-bye now.